So the mission of the DNR. Our role as an agency is to protect and enhance natural resources, air, land, water, fish, wildlife, and to provide opportunity for the public to enjoy those resources in work and play. And one of the ways that we implement our mission is working with the federal government, the Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, in implementation of the Clean Water Act. And the Clean Water Act, the Clean Water Act goal of it is to restore and maintain the chemical, physical, biological integrity of the nation's waters. And so what the Clean Water Act establishes the process by which states and tribal organizations that have treatment as a state authority work with the EPA to regulate water quality. So let's talk a little bit about how we do that. The first step in the process, I'm going to try out my phone, is to adopt and revise water quality standards. So first I'll talk a little bit about what those are in the state of Wisconsin. And then once we have our standards, we monitor and assess waters to inform how our waters are doing with respect to those standards. This is what I'm going to talk about today, and pretty much all of my presentation will focus on that. On June 18th then, staff that specialize in these elements will be talking with the committee. So the box here that talks about listing impaired and threatened waters, if we see a degradation of waters to the extent to which we're not meeting those water quality standards, they would be listed as impaired. If that happens then, in many cases we'll develop what's called a Tmdl, total maximum daily load, how much of that pollutant can be coming downstream before there is negative effects in the water body. That's what a Tmdl is. And then once we develop that, we know, okay, you can put this much phosphorus in the water before we start to see negative effects. We talk about how we're going to meet that. And we do that through point sources and then also through non-point sources. So this is what the committee is going to be talking about on June 18th, and I'm just going to be talking about these two elements up here. I know there's not a public meeting that precedes that meeting on June 18th, so I brought a couple of fact sheets back there about these topics. Feel free to grab them. I only printed out 15, not knowing how many people were going to be here, but I left a bunch of my business cards there. If you're interested in that info, just get in touch with me and I'll get that to you.